If you want to start a podcast in 2026, let's talk about the one thing nobody warned you about. It's not the gear, it's not the editing, and it's really not the time. It's the fact that most people design a podcast that they can't actually stick with. And then they blame themselves when it falls apart. But the truth is, it wasn't them, it was the design. So in this video, I'm going to help you create a podcast that fits your actual life, not a fantasy version of your life. So you can still be here a year from now, still creating, still growing, and still loving it. So let's build something sustainable. And of course, we got to get on this for a second. Why do most people quit their podcasts? Well, people don't quit their podcast because they lost motivation or they weren't consistent enough or because they didn't work hard enough. They quit because they built a show around a life that they wish they had instead of a life they actually have. They plan like someone with unlimited time, unlimited energy, unlimited creative bandwidth, unlimited scheduling freedom. But you probably have a job. You maybe have a family, kids, responsibility, bills to pay, a real life. And you don't need a perfect podcast. You need a realistic one that fits a life that you already have. For me, I'm a dad. I work 9 to 5. I'm a mental health clinician. I'm a husband. I have a lot of responsibility. It's 10 something at night, and I'm recording all the videos because that's when it fits my schedule. For my actual podcast, Young Dad Podcast, I get up really early and record those podcasts with those guests. And I have very limited hours. I can't make myself available throughout the day. I don't know how many guests. That would be amazing for the show, but I can't work with their schedules and they can't work with my schedule. Time zones, things like that. Just doesn't work because guess what? They have jobs. I have a job. I can't make unlimited time work. Let's be real. We don't have unlimited time. We don't have unlimited energy. I've taken so many breaks from podcasting. There's days where I have made up an excuse not to record so I can sleep in a little bit. So I didn't have to get up, or I just wasn't feeling it. And I canceled because that's real life. It happens. It's okay. So step one, choose a format that fits your life. Most beginners pick the wrong format because they pick what they enjoy listening to, not what they can maintain. So if you enjoy listening to, let's say, Rogan, and his podcasts are 2, 3 hours, do you realistically have time for 2, 3 hours to record with someone? Does the other person have that time? Where are you going to find those people, right? Maybe not. If you're wanting to do investigative journalism, are you going to have the time to do the investigation? Let's be real. So let's break down your options. Really simply, a solo podcast, most flexible, lowest time commitment, no scheduling with others, easy to batch, best if you have a busy, unpredictable life. If you noticed, even in this video, in my last video, which I hope you watch, which I'm sure you did if you're here. Of course, right? Of course. You probably noticed that I'm wearing the exact same thing. I'm in the exact same spot in the exact same room. This is where I record everything, but yes, I'm batching because I have time to batch right now. So yes, I'm doing that. And of course, Cat's back for another episode. That's how you know it's the same. Interview podcast. This is great for variety. It's great for connection. And there is a higher time commitment. Trust me, guest scheduling is the hardest part. But if you love conversation, plus have a consistent schedule, this one's really easy. Plus, show you a few tips along the way. Hybrid podcast, solo and interview. This gives structure and flexibility. Best if you want the best of both worlds. And of course, a seasonal podcast where you produce in batches, release in seasons. Best if you want built-in break. My friends Padita and John, they host a narcissistic abuse recovery channel podcast. And guess what? I'm pretty sure they batch record and they release in seasons, giving themselves time, flexibility, time to create the creative juices flowing and keep things fresh and lively and talk about topics that they care about and really put time, energy, and effort into said podcast. And of course, seasonal podcasts, or like I just mentioned, seasonal podcasts, you can produce them in batches. These are best if you want built-in breaks. But here's the key. Every podcast works. Not every podcast works for your life. So pick the one you can maintain on your worst week, not your best one. Step two, choose a schedule that won't burn you out. Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Some of you are planning a weekly show and your life is screaming bi-weekly, seasonal, monthly. A good podcast schedule shouldn't feel like a sprint. It should feel like a rhythm, like a marathon that you're running and you're just vibing along every mile, pacing, really great. But let me give you 3 options that will actually work. Weekly, but only if you batch record. Record 2 to 3 episodes in a single setting. Edit once a week, release one per week. Bi-weekly. This is great for busy people. Record 2 episodes per month. Lighter lift. Really easy to stay consistent with this format. And seasonal. This is maybe the best one for parents, working people. Record 6 to 10 episodes in advance. Release them weekly. Take 1 to 3 months off before the next season. Consistency doesn't mean publishing weekly. Consistent means publishing predictably, not burning out in the process. Step 3, align your podcast with your energy. This is the part most people ignore, but that's the part that determines whether you love podcasting or end up dreading it. But trust me, I've had those times where I end up dreading it. So ask yourself, what kind of creator am I? Do you thrive in short, punchy solo episodes? Do you thrive in deep emotional conversations, rants, real talk, structured teaching, storytelling? Your podcast should fuel you, not drain you. You should walk away from every episode feeling, man, that was really amazing. That was awesome. I feel just like ready to tackle my day. That's how I feel most of the time after recording a podcast. And here's a quick test. If you dread the idea of recording, you picked the wrong format or the wrong energy lane. Build your podcast around what feels natural to you. When your podcast matches your energy, you become absolutely unstoppable. Step 4, build a 1-hour workflow. Here's the real hack. Your podcast should fit inside your real life, which means you need a 1-hour workflow you can fall back on any week. So here's mine. 10-minute outline, 20-minute record, 20-minute light edit, 10 minutes publish and write description. Or you can use amazing tools, which I show you in my coaching program, on how to automate a lot of these things to make them a lot easier to be able to give you back some of your time. And if you can do 1 hour a week, you can run a podcast for years. Everything else changes. Branding, clips, shorts, repurposing is optional. The core weekly rhythm should be simple, repeatable, stress-free. If it's not, your design needs adjusting. And if you build around your life, you'll keep it alive. So here's the truth. You're not lazy. You're not inconsistent. You're not bad at sticking with things. You need a podcast built around your real life, your responsibilities, around your energy, around your schedule, around your personality. When you build your podcast this way, you don't burn out, you don't disappear, you don't quit, you grow. A sustainable podcast becomes a meaningful podcast. And if while listening to this, you thought, man, I wish someone would help me design all this around my real life, my schedule, my family, my energy, that's exactly why I built Pod Launch Coaching. I'm not here to help you build a perfect podcast. I'm here to help you build a sustainable one, a real one that you enjoy, one that you can actually stick with, one that leads to real growth. So if this helped you, comment below. What format do you think fits your life the best? Solo, interview, hybrid, seasonal? I want to hear it. I do. I want to talk with you about it. And if you're serious about starting a podcast in 2026, hit subscribe. I'm dropping videos all month long in December to help you build a podcast you won't abandon, one you'll actually love creating. I can't wait to see you in the next one.